Paid.ai raised a $21 million seed round. Jason, this comes after the company raised a 10 million euro pre-seed round in March. TechCrunch reports the company is now worth over $100 million. Now, I like this company for two reasons. One, what Paid is doing is interesting in product terms, but also we just had the CEO, Manny Medina, on for a Twist 500 episode. That's episode 2175, if you want to go back and listen to it. But what Paid's doing is awesome. So everyone out there wants to build AI agents that essentially do stuff for you, that replace humans, that lower your cost of doing business. But it's really hard to price them because you don't really want to use a traditional SaaS models, Jason, because that's going to ruin your margins because tokens are both variable in demand and not cheap to generate and then deliver. So what Paid does is tries to help people pinpoint their costs and then price on a per value delivered basis, and therefore allow the agentic economy, if you'll forgive me the phrase, to actually be a profitable business for startups that want to deploy these to end customers. I think it's a cool space, and I think it's really cool that they just raised a bunch of money right after we talked to them.
Yeah, I wonder who is actually using this, because I don't know of any AI agents right now out there in the field. I've yet to see somebody like, say, talk to my AI agent, with the exception of maybe customer support. But it feels like something along the lines of Stripe, where you're going to be billing people based on consumption. So it feels like Rails and infrastructure. So the bet you're making here on what really is not a seed and a Series A, this is a Series A and a Series B in terms of numbers. Yeah. You're betting that there are going to be 1 billion agents out there charging for their money, or 1 trillion of them, and that some number of them are going to need Rails. And I guess that was sort of like Stripe's pitch. People need to do commerce on their websites, and you can drop in this JavaScript and we'll manage it all for them. So makes sense. And I wonder if they have early revenue to back up this. Did they talk about their customers at all, or is this all in the clouds? Yeah.
Well, during my interview with Manny, so he said that they, quote, broke code in January, February this year. So it's a very young company. I know. I love that phrasing. Yeah. Started out with the pilot customer, they now have close to 20 of those, and they, quote, just landed their first enterprise customer last week, now a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, so they appear to have an actual real customer and maybe 24 pilot customers. So very nascent, but Manny Medina was able to raise this amount of money at such a high valuation because he was one of the co-founders over at Outreach, and he was their CEO for a long time.
That makes sense.
And that company was worth 4.4 billion back in 2021. Paid.ai, I think it's a cool company. If agents are going to become big, they'll become big. If agents flop, they will too. But I love a binary bet in startup land.
Yeah, I mean, when you see $100 million valuation and 30 million raised with one customer, that can be frustrating for, founders who have $1 million in ARR and they can't raise a Series A, right? And so when you see that, always double click and see if this is a successful founder with an exit.